And then also I'm been teaching myself the ukulele this past summer. So I've done a little bit of that.
Do we have any chess players in this group? Anyone? Oh, Anthony, you're a chess player.
I'm a chess player.
Yeah? Super cool, Anthony.
Tell us, how do you get to be a chess player?
Me?
Yeah, how did you learn chess? This is Anthony?
Yes, class?
You take a chess class.
Yeah, chess.
So I understand Tomisi is a really, really good chess player. He's like, you've played in state competitions, Tomisi?
Yeah, I did a while back.
Cool.
Oh, Jules is a chess player too.
All right, Jules.
Cool.
Do you ever play in tournaments, Jules? Chess tournaments? So I think
No, I don't play in chess tournaments. I have classes.
So I once built a electronic chessboard. It was way back before, even before you could, before the internet. And our idea was to be able to play chess over the telephone with your buddies. So I really love to play chess too. And games like chess, I think you can learn a whole lot. You can learn a whole lot from playing games like chess. So that's going to be the focus of our time together over the next few weeks, to see what we can learn by studying games and building games and playing games. Okay, so Tomisi, I'll share my screen and maybe you can take the lead here.
Okay.
Get another member who joined, Stephen. Hi, Stephen, welcome. All right, Stephen. Welcome, Stephen. We're just gonna go right into, hold on a second. Okay, Tomisi, I'll take the first slide, you take the second.
Okay.
So at Build It Yourself, guys, before we build, and before any good engineer builds, they should understand what's the problem and what's the mission. It's the first step to being a good engineer, right? So who in the group would like to read what the problem is?
Who wants to read it? Read it.
I want to.
Okay, go ahead, Patrick, you're up. Problem number one.
Problem number one. Many parents don't like you to play computer games.
Okay. Do any of you have that problem where your parents tell you you can't play computer games?
Well, my mom lets me a little bit.
Okay, Anthony has that problem. Okay.
A little.
If that's the problem, go ahead, Tomisi.
Right. So now we're gonna go over the mission, right? And this is what we're gonna be trying to do, and trying to build something that gets us to this goal, right? So does anybody want to read the mission?
I do.
All right, Christopher, go ahead.
Find your parents. You will learn valuable skills playing a programming computer game.
Great.
Awesome. Yeah.
Great. So in order to convince your parents that you're going to learn some valuable skills, you need to know what things you could learn from computer games, and you need to know, if you really want to convince your parents, you should anticipate what kind of arguments your parents are going to make to tell you you shouldn't play computer games, right? Have you ever been in a debate team, Tamisi, where you've had to understand the pros and the cons of an issue?
Yeah, yeah. I did debate in high school, and they never told you which side you were gonna debate until you actually got there. Um, then you had to choose a side. So you had to know both sides really, really well in order to be a good debater.
Great, great. So that's precisely what we want you to do. We want to put you in a position where over dinner, you can have an intelligent, thoughtful discussion with your parents about the pros and cons of computer games. And maybe if you're a really good debater, you can convince your parents to give you another hour or two, or maybe even more a week playing computer games. Anyone up for that challenge? Okay. I'll assume, Tomisi and I will assume that you all have this problem and you all would like to solve this problem. Okay. So,
Well, there's a little problem once you play your or iPad or computer games a very long time.
okay, this is great, Patrick. So why don't you start? Tell us what are some of the problems with playing computer games a really, really long time. Why is
Well,
that bad for you?
well, sometimes your eyes get scratched. Also, if you play too long, you'll not be smart anymore. That's the warning.
Okay. Well, that's possible. I suppose.
My mom
Certainly
told
it's
me it's
true
true.
that if you do anything for too long, you can start to hurt your body, whether
Yeah.
it's looking at a computer screen or even running. If you run too much, you might hurt your body, right? So
Yeah.
if you're a runner or a computer gamer, I think what Patrick is saying, you have to be able to control how many hours you run or how many hours you play and watch the screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, great. Anyone else like to contribute some ideas? What are some good things that can happen when you play computer games? What do you think is a benefit from playing chess?
There's some problem. There's something weird.
What's that?
No,
What's
see? Look at the screen.
um,
How
so
come the mouse is changing? JK, I was actually putting it in the position where the teacher.
okay, no
I even
problem.
could just see one person.
So, Tamisi, what are some of the skills that you learned playing chess?
What can I do?
I think one of the quintessential parts of playing in playing a lot of video games is that you have to think ahead, right? So a lot of the times you're playing against an opponent or an AI, and you have to think, what's the opponent gonna do, and how can they hurt me, right? So that you know what the best move is or what the best next step.
That's a great advantage of playing games, whether they're computer games or board games or even sports. You really have to think ahead. It's a valuable skill in life, thinking ahead. Great, great, Tamisi. So ultimately, guys, we're going to ask you to document these ideas in your lab book so that you can be in a position to debate with your parents. Let's make one more good benefit of computer games, and one more danger of computer games. What do you think is another advantage or benefit of playing computer games? Anyone like? Steven, how about you? When you play computer games, what skills do you think you learn? What's your favorite computer game, and what have you learned from it?
Well, you can't. Well, you can't learn from computer game. You can. All you can learn from the computer games is just like how you can learn how to get better at it.
Well, by getting better at it, does that mean quicker? You can improve your reflexes?
Yeah, I know.
That's one thing, maybe. Anyone else have some ideas? Why can computer games be good for you? Andy, how about you? Or Anthony, what do you think you can learn from computer games?
Like
Don't be afraid to say anything that's on your mind, and we'll discuss it.
like
Okay.
learn new problems.
You can learn how to solve problems. Excellent. Computer games are great for teaching you how to attack a problem. Okay, great. So, Tamisi, do you like to explain this slide?
Yeah, sure. So when we make a game, when game designers decide that they want to make the next Mario, right? They have four components that they really want to focus on, right? One of them is the storyline, right? So, for example, if Mario has the storyline of wanting to save Princess Peach, right, from Bowser, right? So that storyline keeps the person who's playing sort of involved in the story. Um, Number two is the graphics, right? You don't want to play a game that doesn't look good, right? Which is why a lot of game designers are actually really focused on graphics and making sure that the game is aesthetically pleasing. Um, the third one is sound effect. A lot of the time, sound effects are really can be a part of the game or can also be a background music. So a lot of times in games you'll see background musics, or a lot of times in games you'll have certain sound effects that alert you to whether you did something good or did something bad. So like in Mario, if you collect the coin, right, you hear that little coin ping sound, right? That just telling you or like reinforcing that you did something good. And then we have game logic, right? And this is the behind the scenes coding part of the game, right? Where we have all this logic that we want to happen, right? So if Mario collects a coin, right, then our coin counter goes up. And how do we know that our coin counter is supposed to go up? That's all in the game logic.
Great. So the summary, guys, is that when you play computer games, and especially when you build your own computer games, you're going to learn four really valuable skills. You're going to learn how to write a story. You're going to learn how to make graphics. You're going to learn the technology behind creating sound effects. And you're going to learn how to program, how to use logical thinking to make your game interesting, challenging, engaging. Okay? So when you have this debate with your parents over dinner to give you more time playing computer games, maybe the first argument you could make is, when I when I play computer games, I learn about story writing. And I learn about what are good graphics and bad graphics. All make sense, guys? We're trying to put you in a position to get more time on the computer and maybe even convince your parents to buy you an Xbox. Okay. All right, so let's start by playing a computer game. So Tamisi, I'm gonna put the link in the chat box, and maybe you can explain how to get to the chat box, and everyone can just click on this link and go to this computer game.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me get the, just explain how to go to the chat box.
If you look at the bottom of the screen, right, you'll see a menu with a whole bunch of symbols. In there should be one that says chat. If you click on that, it should open up the chat box where John's gonna post the link to the game that we're gonna play. Right? And if you don't see it, if you're on a computer, you can press like the Alt key, I think, to open up the chat box.
Okay, I just put the link in the chat box. So, as Tamisi said, at the bottom of your screen is an icon called chat. When you open it up, you should see a link there, scratch.mit.edu, blah, blah, blah. Click on that link, and it's gonna open up a Scratch game.
Oh, there's a Scratch game. We have to do it.
Okay.
So this is a very, very simple game. It's one of the first
Mommy.
computer games ever built.
All right.
It's called
So,
Pong. And if you look at your screen, I'll share my,
Open it.
or Tamisi, can you launch it and you can play the game?
Yeah. Sure.
Just explain how it goes.
I already had this before.
So, if
I
we
can tell you
play
guys that the record for scoring is 37 times.
37, so we'll see if I can beat that. But essentially what the game's doing is that we start off with the ball falling. We don't want it to touch the lava. So we're trying to get the ball up. Every time I hit it, you guys might be able to notice it's going a little bit faster.
I got.
So eventually this game gets harder and harder and harder. And we'll see how long I'll be able to do this.
9,
37,
9
right?
10, 11 times, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Oh, a 32. Fantastic, Tamisi. Almost a record. All right, guys, so we'll give you 5 minutes. I'll set a timer. And let's see who can get the highest score.
Can I start?
So if anyone out there,
Anytime.
yeah.
I'm about to start.
I can't start. I can't do it.
Okay. 你撳邊度啊？好彩你
Speed is
You
4.
can't play the game?
Yeah, I can't. The ball went on the lava.
Oh, yeah, after the ball goes into the lava, right,
Yeah.
then the game's over. But if you press this green flag again, where my mouse is,
I can't see the. Oh, I said it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you press it,
Why
you should
does
be able
it
to play
keep
again.
going in this box?
Ah, I got it.
You got
Ah! Score was only 9, my speed was 12.
So in order to start the game, guys, you have to click the green flag.
Restart it.
Ah, I did it.
Who's got the highest score so far?
I'm playing against my brother.
Okay. 4 minutes left. Let's see who can get the highest. Let's see if anyone can beat Tamisi. Tamisi got 32 hits.
I lost. It's Christopher who could do it. I got it.
After we play this game, guys, Tamisi is going to show you how you can edit the game so that you can get a higher score. It's called hacking the game.
Did it? No, I lost again. I got 9.
That's fine.
9.
8.
Pretty good to start. 8,
I got 21, then 23, then another 21.
23, 21.
I got 9.
Okay, keep going.
8. I'm gonna start the game.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Okay, that was a 20.
Okay.
Not that good. Actually, that was not that good by my.
Okay, we got 3 minutes to go. Let's see if anyone can beat 23 or Tomisi's 32.
7.
2. This is easy. This is easy at the beginning.
I got 9.
That's not really good by my standard. Pretty bad, actually, by my standard.
Jules got 29. Yo.
Whoa.
Oh.
Way to go,
Let's go,
Jules.
Jules.
10, 11,
Oh.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 20.
Come on, Bo. Go fast. 3.
2 this time.
4.
20.
I got 7.
7? Why? Why 7?
7. I was starting the game and the ball hit the lava. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, can you hold on for a second? Keep playing, but I want to
I
talk
got
with
14.
Andy's mom.
I beat
So-
my brother.
I got 22. And 23 before, and 21 before, and 20 before.
Okay, Steven, hold on a
I
second.
have 14.
Guys,
That's
hold on
my
1 second.
score.
I'm going to try to help Andy. Andy, I understand you can't turn your camera on. The camera is at the icon. If you move your cursor to the bottom of the screen, you'll see a video icon. Just click on the video icon, and that should enable your video, Andy.
12.
You gotta be nice, okay? You have it.
Haha, that's low.
Andy and Jules, if you'd like to turn on your video, the video button is at the bottom of your screen. All right, Andy, welcome.
All right.
Okay, guys, we got 1 more minute. We have 29 from Jules and 32 from Tamisi.
How
1
much
more
for
minute.
me?
Let's see if someone can beat that.
2,
And Tamisi is going to show you how to edit the code.
4.
I got 11. I got
11. All
5.
right, Christopher.
7,
But last time I got 12.
10, 11,
2,
13, 14,
3,
16, 17, 18,
4,
20, 21,
5,
3, 24.
6.
Okay. Okay, guys, we reached
7.
5 minutes. So let's go around the horn. Christopher, what was your high
11.
score?
11.
11.
I got
Steven.
12. Mine
Well,
was 11.
Okay.
I got 12. Last
Did
time
anyone
I
beat-
got 5, and now I've got 11.
All right. Like,
So
we're gonna.
if I
Tamisi's
add
gonna
that
show you how you
together,
can get it
I have 16.
even higher. It sounds like Jules is the champion among you gamers.
Yay. Good job, Joel.
Way to
yeah,
go,
nice job,
Jules.
Jules.
Who's the winner? Good job.
Good job. Good job, Jules. Jules got 29. That's pretty good.
I got That's a good one. That's a good high score for me.
But,
Well, I restarted it like about 5 times. Are you kidding?
Okay. All right, guys.
All right.
my lowest score was
I'm going to mute all of you except for Tamisi. And Tamisi is going to show you how you can make this game even better. That's our challenge now, to hack the game.
Yeah, so we want to do. I think like 29 is a pretty good score, but I think there's a way that we can we can hack this game so that we can get an even higher score,
Did that.
right? So um, if we click the C inside, then we can look and see sort of how the game works, right? And there's a lot of different things that we can change. Um, hold on one sec, right? There's a lot of different things that we can change. Um, but what's a way to maybe make this easier
Let's make,
or
how could we make it easier, guys? What's an idea for making this easier?
Make the pedal size bigger.
Ooh, that's a great idea. Great idea.
Better idea.
So let's do that first.
I have a better idea.
Well, let's try one idea at a time, okay? You'll be next. So
right?
Tamika's going to show you how to edit the costume to make the paddle bigger.
Yeah, so right here we have two, we call them sprites in Scratch, right? So we have our ball sprite and we have our paddle. And we're trying to make the paddle really, really big, right? Because if the paddle is really, really big, then we don't have to move as much. So let's say right now it sets the size to 100%. What if I chose to set the size to 200%, right? So that's twice as big. So if I click that and I press play on the game, and look, my paddle is so much bigger now, right? And then if I said, I want it even bigger, 500%, right? Then this is a way to make the game really, really easy, right?
You can just put it in place right over there. And
Yeah,
then
just put it in place and I let the ball bounce. So that's one way to get a really, really high score. Can anybody tell me anything else? Another way that we can maybe get a higher score without increasing the size of the paddle?
Guys, I can tell you that at MIT, where Tamisi goes to school, hacking is like a basic culture. It's a basic mindset you have to be in when you go to MIT. How can I make something better? How can I change a design to make it even cooler?
I can do
We're going to teach you how to hack a computer game.
I have another way.
Okay.
All right, Steven? Do you want to go ahead? What was your idea? What can we change about this game?
My idea, I can share my screen. It's kind of funny, actually. It's really funny.
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, but you have to unshare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's this, Steven? Who's showing us their hack? Steven. Okay, Steven.
Well, I actually set the score to 100. At the beginning, I set the score to like this big of an amount.
So the first time you hit it, it gives you a gazillion.
No, not that. No. Before you even start the game, you have.
Before you even start.
So you start off with a gazillion.
That's cool. Okay. You're absolutely right. That's another way to hack the game.
Okay, I'll stop share.
Very good. Clever. This is, guys, all about problem solving. How can you think to make something better?
Yeah, so I think Steven pointed out a really good point, is that if we want to get a really high score, right, we can just change the score, right? So instead of starting with 0, I can start with a gazillion. But after I start with a really big number and I hit the ball.
After you start, Wait, I realized that after you start it, when I hit it, it shows like 1E plus 68.
Yeah, because I don't think it has space for all those numbers.
Yeah, it doesn't
So
have.
what does that mean? Do you have any idea what 1e to the 28 means?
It's 668. That's 1 with 68 zeros.
With 68 zeros?
Yeah,
Okay.
68 zeros behind it. That's a lot of zeros.
Yeah, it's almost like Google.
That's a mathematical expression for representing very, very large numbers. So that's another thing you learn in computer games, guys. You're going to learn some math. Be prepared to debate with your parents all the cool tricks you're going to learn playing and especially making your own games.
I also said when you touch a paddle, you change your score by another gazillion.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's another really cool point, right? Is that once we play, right, and we have a high score, so I set my score not to a gazillion, but to 100, right? We only get 1 point for adding one in, right? So what if I wanted to add another 100 points for every time I hit the paddle, right? How would I do that? Um,
Anyone have any ideas? Look at the code and see if you can see where you would change the score. Scratch is a really interesting language because it's so much like English. Each little block of code is like an English sentence.
sorry.
It's the way of the future for computer languages, many say. You
Yeah,
should be able to talk to your computer just like you talk to your friend. And Scratch kind of does that.
yeah. And you guys see later on in your computer gaming lives that it's not just Scratch that they're trying to make more like English, right? A lot of programming languages that are used at really big companies like Google and Apple. They use languages that sound and look closer and closer to English, right? So it's easier and easier to talk to our computer.
Came up with another hack. Okay, never move.
With-
Okay, never move never move speed steps. That very.
Never move speed.
Yeah, never move never move at all.
Yeah, so that's another
Only go up and down.
that's another really cool hack that we can do. Uh, let's try to see. Anthony, do you have any ideas about if we wanted to change our score by something that's more than one, right? Because right now our score is increasing by one.
Moves. Yeah, but I also want to make it. But yeah, I want to see how many points I can get easily. So I'll make it move up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, let's attack one idea at a time. So the idea on the table is, how can we change the score so that it increases by more than one? Anyone have any ideas?
I just want to see how fast the ball is gonna move. So I added 10 every time you jump. Wait, it moves so fast that it went right through the paddle.
That's true. So that's a problem with the computer speed. And when you play computer games, you learn a lot about how a computer works, because computer games really stretch the limits of a computer.
I know another hack. Okay? Go to the stage. It's right, like it's on the right, and then go to the back. Click on the backdrops. It's right. Oh, yeah, and also, there's a third backdrop. I'm gonna make the backdrop be like this. Haha, it would be so funny and so weird.
All
All
right,
right.
but let's
So, go ahead, Tunisi.
all right, let's try to attack our problems one at a time, so that we get a really good sense of what we're doing for each issue. So I think Steven was touching on one of the really cool ways to change our score, right? By something that's more than one. Is I can change my score. I can go here where it says change score, right? So score is something we call a variable, and we'll go more into this later. But I want to change score by more than one, right? So I want to change score by, let's say, uh, 10. So I get 10 points added to my score. And if I play it,
Or I can change a code so that there is the only code is when flag click forever change score by a gazillion.
yeah, we can have it constantly change scores,
You
right?
you can also delete all your points.
Hmm.
Okay. And
But that was
go ahead, Tunisi.
sorry. The score going up by such a small amount was one of the things that made the game difficult, right? Um, does anybody have any other ideas about something else that made the game difficult? Like what made the game hard to play?
The speed kept going up every time you got a score.
Very good.
Yeah, the speed kept going up every time we got a score, right? So it just kept on going faster and faster and faster. So what's a way that we can maybe not have the speed go up? So we have a constant speed. What can we change?
Look for areas in the code, blocks in the code that say speed, and see if anyone. Let's see if anyone can tell Tomisi, how can we slow it down, or in fact, how can we make it so that speed never changes? Anyone have any ideas? One problem at a time, guys. Another good problem-solving technique. Attack one problem at a time. The problem we're facing now is how do we slow down the ball to make the game easier to play? Who has an idea? Go ahead.
I'm about to create a new game out of the old game. I deleted almost all of the code.
Patrick, do you have any idea how to make the ball go slower?
How to catch this ball? It's so hard to get even a single point.
Okay. Jules, since you're the champion, how would you make the ball go even slower?
You can make like -1 on the speed. Like you can change. It doesn't change speed by 1. You can change that to like -1, so it goes slower.
Oh, it even gets slower. I was going to say 0. Your idea was even better than mine. -1. Jules, you're brilliant.
Speed.
So yeah, instead of having the ball get faster and faster, we can have the ball get slower and slower, which makes it a lot easier. So I'm gonna set my starting speed to 10, just so it's a little easier to see. Once I play the game, right, every time I hit it, it gets a little bit slower, a little bit slower, and a little bit slower, right? And it just keeps on getting slower.
Set speed to 1.
So here, you could be the champion. The champion would be the person who can stay up the longest, who doesn't have to go to sleep.
Yeah.
All right, Jules, that was brilliant. That was a very, very clever idea. -1.
And another option that John was talking about was that we can also have the speed not change at all, right? So if I have the speed constant, right? So the speed isn't changing, then it's still a lot easier, right? Because nothing's happening to the speed. So I'm not having the problem where it gets faster and faster and faster, and I have to move my mouse faster and faster to keep up, and I just don't have enough time, and the ball falls into the lava, right? So that's another option. Um, I think another thing is when we play this game, right? The ball sort of goes off at an angle, right? So it's not. It would be really nice if the ball just went straight up and straight down, right? So then I could just keep my mouse in the same place, but I have to move my mouse around, right? So does anybody have any ideas as to how we can change this game so that we we don't have the ball sort of going off at these weird angles and making it a lot harder to play?
Great challenge. Great challenge. How do we simplify the game by eliminating when the ball turns or moves in a different direction? Okay, Tamisi, what if we give everyone the challenge to solve a particular problem? One problem would be, how do we make the ball just go up and down, not turn? Another challenge, it looks kind of boring. Remember, one of the attributes of a good computer game is that it's got to look way cool. Let's see if anyone can change the costume so that instead of the ball, it's a dragon that's going up and down. And maybe instead of the red line lava, we have some water at the bottom. So look at what Tomisia is writing on the screen. These are challenges to hack the code to make the game more interesting, and in the process, learn how the code works. And we won't give you any tricks. We won't give you any hints, or we won't show you how to do it. We may give you some hints. But when you solve one of these problems, just holler and you can share your screen and you can show us your graphics or how you solved the angle problem. Okay? So guys, we're on a mission now to see how we can make this simple Pong game, one of the first games ever invented, how we can make this simple Pong game way, way cool. Oh, I like what Tamisi is writing. It would be much, much better if we had a cool sound effect every time you hit the ball. Or maybe if you think you're really a hotshot programmer, every time you hit the ball, a different sound effect happens.
Current year.
All right, so we'll give you guys some time to try to figure out how to do one or two of these different challenges. So you guys can pick whichever one sounds really interesting and really cool to you. If you have any issues or you want to show us a challenge that you completed, you can share your screen or call out for me or John, and we can help steer you in the right direction or look at what you did.
Great. And if you
I'm
have any
already
questions
done.
or any problems, let us know. Who is that said they're already done?
I am
Your name?
Jules.
Jules. Okay, Jules. You like to share your screen?
Oh.
You'll have to stop sharing, Tamisi.
Mhm.
What's the, okay, explain, Jules, what you did.
Oh, I did.
Yo, look at this,
Whoa.
guys. I love it.
Join. Wait, what?
Cool.
Yeah, so instead of the ball, right, it's the dragon bouncing up and down.
How did you do that, Jules? Show us, Jules, how you did it.
I added a costume.
Show us how you did it so that you can teach everyone else. If you want to change the graphics, guys, Jules is going to show you how to do that. Go ahead, share your screen again, Jules.
Okay.
So
So
go
I
ahead.
clicked on the ball, costumes, choose a costume. Let's see.
So how did you get to this screen?
I clicked on choose a costume.
Yep.
I'm adding costume. Clicked on fantasy. You see a dragon.
Cool. Okay.
Right, really cool. Um, yeah, so you guys, I'll post the challenges in the chat. So if you guys can't see my screen, you can also see the challenges. Um, Jules, I have a challenge for you.
Yes.
See if you can get the costume to switch every time it bounces off the paddle. Right? So it goes from maybe a dragon to a dog to a pizza, just a whole bunch of different wacky um, costumes.
That's a great challenge. It makes the game more interesting, right? Every time you hit it, a surprise comes up. A surprise character comes up. So part of being a good game designer is thinking really creatively, thinking different. What kinds of ideas can we imagine that could make this game unusual? Surprise the player. Okay, we have 2 more minutes, and then we'll pass the ball around to see who has solved some of the challenges. Change the character, make it so the ball doesn't turn, add new sound effects. Change the lava. I think someone was already starting to do that. Jules, I think you had some water there.
Let's make some water.
That means you're going to have to change the code, not only the graphics, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also done with your challenge.
You've completed that challenge too?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I think you should be teaching this course, Jules. You like to share your screen and show us your latest hack?
Okay.
Guys, you can learn a lot from Jules.
I'm already creating my new game.
Who is that?
Me.
Who's just created a new game?
No, wait, it's not really a game. It's just like I just created like a date and time thing.
Okay, cool. Jules, hold on a second. Whoa, Jules. Come back and explain to everyone how you did that. What's the command you had to change? So show us first again.
I just put in a bunch of random costumes. Then I just put in one command, next costume.
All right. And can you show everyone how you use Scratch to add that next costume? How did you find next costume?
Next costume is in looks.
Yeah.
Current.
Just drag it out. It's like putting a word in a sentence, right?
Yes.
Great. Very good, Jules. How many Scratch projects have you built, Jules?
I don't know what.
A lot.
Like a lot.
I'll
A
bet.
lot.
I'll
Not
bet.
a lot.
I haven't really built that much, but I know that I built projects that has about like, I don't know, more than 200
More
blocks.
than 200 Scratch projects?
No, I mean more than 200 blocks. I only
Oh,
did,
complicated Scratch games with
I only
lots
did
and
a
lots
couple
of
of projects.
commands.
10.
Timothy is working on a program right now where he has over 1,000 lines of code. Is that correct, Timothy?
Yeah, and that's just for a piece of it. I think the whole thing together is probably tens of thousands of lines of code.
We'll show you the project Timothy is working on. It's actually a kind of a computer game. We'll show that to you in another workshop. In fact, Timothy, it would be great if we could have everyone in this group post their Scratch game on Invention Universe, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay, we got a few more minutes. Anyone else like to share what they're doing? Christopher, how about you?
I don't know how to do it.
Okay, well, we'll show you. Share your screen and we'll guide you through changing, making an edit. Patrick, can you help your brother share his screen?
Well, actually, I forgot.
Oh, okay.
I forgot. But
Okay.
maybe after the class, I could teach you how to do Lego Mario.
All right. Christopher and Patrick, and any who might not be able to edit the code. Tamisi, what if you share your screen and show how to look inside and how to drag and drop commands from the...
I need to rename this video. Rename video.
Yeah. So like we said before, right? Scratch is a lot like English, right?
Yeah.
So they have a whole bunch of these.
Tamisi, I think you need to start one step back. How do we even get to the screen?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh wait. Can you unshare?
Um,
Whoa, it's pretty easy. If you find the right blocks, it's gonna be pretty easy.
Right. But
Yeah,
first of all,
so-
you have to know how to get in to see where the code is.
So to get in, once you guys see, we have the game right on the left hand side, but over here towards the top right, you'll see this button that says see inside, right? And once you click the see inside button, then you'll be shown all of the code, sprites, what's actually being displayed, right? So all that stuff is going to be shown. And then we can look at the code, right? We can read and like drag around these blocks. We can also edit the stuff inside. So these values where the white space is out, we can change. Then we have all these code blocks that are color coded to show us what type of events they change, right? So for motion, if I go to motion, I can tell my sprite to move like 10 steps or turn in a certain direction or go somewhere. All that stuff is
What have
motion.
I done?
No problem.
If I want to change how it looks, I can switch the costume, right? We heard a lot about switching the costumes today. And then we can change what that stuff is. So that's going to be the purple, right? And then we can just
I missed stuff.
change sound effects. So we can drag and drop all this stuff into our project. So if I wanted to take out this water drop sound and replace it with the sound of, let's say, a bass, right? Then I can just take out and drag out my water drop,
Guess what?
click my bass sound back into it,
We have meeting.
and then just you drop everything in, right, back where it was. So it's really easy to build and to get rid of code that you don't want. And if I don't want this, I can just
You cannot
drag
drag now.
everything
It's dragging.
and it deletes.
You can't drag
And then
it.
we also have these tabs up here, right? So this is the code part. We have these tabs that say costumes, right? And the costumes are basically changing how it looks. So we can add a costume, we can edit it. We can also choose a
What are you
costume. So
doing?
Is that
Scratch has
your
their
screen?
own.
No, go back to his
So
screen
if we
so
can
you
click on
understand his
that,
screen.
we'll see a whole bunch of
That's his.
Yeah, look
pre-made
what
costumes that Scratch has. Later on, you guys are going to start making your own costumes. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we also have sounds that we can change and edit and add in, right? So I added in this bass sound, right? So now we have like a bass sound play,
Cool.
right? So
Cool.
we can change a lot of things about the Scratch, and feel free to experiment and look around and see what you can change and see if you can do some of the challenges or maybe make some own challenges for yourself, right? To really make this game as cool as possible.
All right. All right. So guys, just to give you a little heads up of what we're going to do next time, um, you know, there are many, many ways to learn. One way that I really like to learn is to see what others have done, others who really know how to build something. Then you can learn good habits by looking closely at what others have done. And that's what we've done here. We've created a game and we've challenged you to try to change the game. Another approach is to start from a blank screen and learn all the grammar and structure. But that's a good way to learn. But in my mind, it's the long way to learn. So we're going to do a little bit of both. We're going to learn by studying what the experts have done, and we're going to learn by starting from scratch and building our own. That's a little bit of insight into how we're going to approach teaching you guys how to be game designers. Okay, so to be continued next week. Next week, we're going to start a lab book, and we're going to start designing your own game characters. And we're going to document the problem and the mission. And every week, we will review all the tricks we've learned. Okay, to be continued next week, guys.
All right, see you guys next week.
Hold on to your seatbelts. We'll be going to go even faster next week.
Bye.
Okay, bye, guys. Bye, Patrick. Bye, Andy. Bye,
Bye.
Christopher. Bye, Jules.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good week. Stay out of trouble. Thanks, Tamisi.
Yep.
Great.